did give the players a hint in the pay spin for precisely that. The pay spin does let the players know if they are fortunate enough to stumble upon Dungeon 5 and they're able to enter it, that they will in fact be able to complete that dungeon without any difficulties, that they do not need the item from Dungeon 5 or Dungeon 4 to complete anything. You're right that there is the advantage that nothing that you find in Dungeon 5 is going to affect Dungeon 4. I'm just thinking back to my days of playing The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo, and that's one that a lot of times I would complete dungeon number 6, the Misery Mire, and get your hands on that Wand of Samaria. And having that makes the Ice Palace just absolutely trivial.
Well, isn't Ice Palace 7?
No, Ice Palace is 5. Dungeon 7 is Turtle
6.
Rock.
What's 7? I thought it was 8.
There is no... Dungeon 8 is Ganon's Tower. Come on, Alpha. You're doing co-commentary with me. I expect you to be at least an expert on the most played Zelda game.
Let me think this through. So you have the 3 pedestal temples. Then you have Palace of Darkness, Misery Mire.
It's not that complicated. When you open your map has a big number 5 on the Ice Palace, and there's a big number 6.
I've only played the Game Boy, so I've played the Game Boy Advance version of it.
Okay.
And there's a 7 over it. So maybe they reordered, because I know they added more whistle points.
That might be a thing, but no, the dungeons are numbered, which is completely different than the numbers on the whistle points. At any rate, we've got our countdown here. We're just about to start.
Yeah. Yeah, we last left them. They defeated Mothula, which is in Skull Woods.
And now we might notice that one of these things is different from the others. One of these things is different. We notice that Nighty has decided he's going to start with The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages, and it looks like he is probably going to turn in a couple of the secrets that he gathered up in his previous session.
Yeah, a couple of those secrets are very useful.
This one that he's going for now is one of the more useful ones, especially because you can get it so early on.
Absolutely. But you have to know if you're cooler than Tingle.
I mean, Tingle is pretty cool.
I'm trying to think, depending on what information... Oh, this is useful information for Zenik. We carry treasure maps, Horon shop. That's a very important thing for Zenik.
Yeah, although he isn't going to necessarily know when he is going to exploit that piece of information, because we aren't actually going to explore the Tarmar Ruins in today's goal.
And Tarmar Ruins is probably my favorite, entire section of the entire Oracles. Zenik! Zenik!
That's gonna be a miss.
Yeah, the Tarmar Ruins is probably my favorite part in the entire Oracle series. It's just, I love the theming, I love the music, the color palettes swap.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a tricky area for the players too. Oh, Hopscotch went into Tarmar Ruins but did not read the sign.
It's an actually important sign too.
Yeah, it does contain a very important piece of information for the players.
Yeah.
And then it looks like Nighty is going to take a trip over to see the fairies.
Yeah, that'll go to my heart container. But yeah, we'll be seeing all sorts of different things as everybody has to head back. They're given a hint to go... I can't quite remember what the hint is.
I believe that they're told to go to the Sunken City, which is their next destination. I think
it's Sunken City.
And this is where we're going to really highlight the difference between these players. So we do have 4 players on the restream. And in case you folks don't remember, we'll remind you, there are 3 animal companions you get to choose from in this game. And which animal companion you get is dependent on how you play some mini-games in whichever game you did first. We see Anisep has got his buddy Dimitri here. So with Dimitri, he's going to be swimming. And
Anisep is going to have just, like, the easiest time out of everybody in this whole section. Dimitri is incredibly fast in the water. Also incredibly strong.
Yeah,
so he just saves a bunch of time. You're on land for no reason there.
And so we see Zenik is in the same area as Anisep.
Zenik is Moosh.
But it's completely different because he's got Moosh.
Yeah, so he's going through like a maze-like area.
And we're going to see Hopscotch and Nighty here. Both of them have Ricky, so they're going to be exploring some mountains.
And yeah, actually, Moosh is, like, if you're playing this casually, Moosh is actually kind of nice because of an item that you get later, which actually kind of removes Moosh's use, but he makes the terrain pretty easy to pass over.
Yeah, because Moosh's terrain is mostly just lots of holes. They're a pain in the butt when you're trying to jump over them because your feather is only really good for 1, maybe 2 holes.
Yeah, you can get over 3 if you're coming from the bottom. It's a very tight jump, but you can't clear 3 in any other direction.
And except eating all of those delicious flowers.
And Anisep is going to find something quite useful here. Love is the seed. What a great song. Don't you agree?
It's love, love, love the seed.
Love the seed.
Yeah, so if
and anyway, Zenik's through first. As you can see, the Moblin King has got a way neater palace. And then this, Moosh loses time here, because Moosh is terrified of water. So he's just like, nope, I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, so Anisep has found the back of the Moblin King's palace. He's trying to cross this bridge. This is the no animal friends at all bridge.
Yeah, you can't bring Dimitri there. It lets you sequence break the whole thing. Zenik, you should know where you were. Don't go. Oh no! Well, Zenik's got a ways to go. And that song's gonna fall flat, maybe. Oh no.
No. Moosh isn't scared of fairies. Yeah, unfortunately you can't get back up this way. You do need springtime in order to activate that flower.
Yeah, if Zenik entered a house or something, maybe save and quit. Saving and quit might just be faster in general. And Hopscotch is... Nighty was in a very interesting spot.
Yeah, Nighty taking a death here. Thankfully, deaths don't actually stop you from progressing in this game.
Yeah. I'm just looking at this and I forgot because I picked Dimitri, like, all the time, that everybody else has a switch there that you hit to open it. And we see...
Anisep also has made it to the Sunken City, which is their next destination. So there is one part in here that I was tempted to include as a hint to the players. I did not, and I'm still questioning if I should have, and that is the location of the Master Diver's secret spot, which is mandatory to find, and it's a little bit tricky.
It depends. So, Dimitri will tell you.
Oh, really?
Yes. It won't necessarily tell you, but Dimitri will say, I can climb up waterfalls. You should try it.
That's not the diver's secret spot. That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, the diver tells you then after you get it.
Yeah, but he's a little ambiguous about it. We'll see how long it takes, because I think at least one of the players is going to get stuck for a while, not knowing where to go.
Well, Anisep is in real estate. That's just available. Like, someone will eventually move in there, probably.
I believe that's the Moblin King. When you defeat the Moblin King, he moves in there and he's making bombs.
Yes, he does, and then you can blow up his house. And Ricky drowned. You have a hurricane punch, Hopscotch.
It's been
There
a
you
little
go.
while. Alright, there we go. He remembers.
Meanwhile, Zenik is stuck in Dungeon 2. But your Ricky, like, this area is just so slow for Ricky. I don't understand why people have decided that abandoning their animal companions, like here, in an area that is very clearly requiring you to use them non-stop, is a good idea. And, ooh, Zenik, actually, I hope Zenik reads that sign. It's kind of a useful thing to have read.
And here we get to listen to the music. Each one of the animal companions has a different flute theme. So we have Nighty's audio, so we get to listen to this, the kangaroo song, which is also the national anthem for Australia and New Zealand.
That makes sense.
Does Zenik not have a power bracelet yet?
Should.
Yeah, he's got the power bracelet and he's got the feather. He's got like 30 different
Yeah, I'm
ways
just like,
to
you
this
can get over that with whatever. Love the Seed. What a great song.
Now, because these players did get the Tingle bonus from Oracle of Ages, this means that they now have 99 of every seed, which will make exploration of the later dungeons way easier.
Yeah, he upgrades it to capacity. Yeah, it doesn't really, it's like, oh, he's just gonna fill it up.
Oh, Zenik has lost his shield. This game really likes like-likes. There's a ton of them. There's a couple of areas that just spawn piles of like-likes.
Okay. Hopscotch goes to the right. We'll see where he's supposed to go. And then you get Ricky's comment. It smells like medicine. He can't stand it. He's out.
What kind of medicine just smells like water?
I'm just wondering if it has like that, you know, noxious medicine scent in the air, sort of.
I mean,
And
maybe...
Hopscotch decides that that's not where he needs to be. He can't possibly jump over a single tile gap of water. I did not actually expect anybody to make that mistake.
I mean, maybe it's a mildew sort of smell to it?
Maybe.
Oh, he wants to try to take on the Goblin, the Moblin King, but that's not happening.
No. You need flippers for that, and you can't pick up these bombs. He's improved them, except for the ones that he uses. All right, but Nighty's in Sunken City. That's good. And Nighty correctly identifying that he just has to jump over a thing. Meanwhile, Zenik is in my favorite part of the game because it's a great remix of the Song of Storms.
Oh, we've got another little secret
password
kid.
for Zenik. What password is this one?
This is the password that gets you bomb chews.
You're right. I just did that like the other day too, and I'm just like, what was that one again? I really hope we'll see some of the Goron-related passwords, because it just leads to mini games.
Yeah, we're gonna get a lot of passwords unlocked in this segment.
I'm almost thinking just because of like what hints we might have to give people, or like if we're not giving hints, maybe we make the next goal just Dungeon 6.
The next goal is just Dungeon 6.
Okay,
because
yeah, I'm like, that's probably the safest.
Yeah, because as you've pointed out, the next goal is a little bit tricky. There is a riddle to solve that could pretty much take the players all around the world.
Yeah,
That's
it
sort
is
of
by far it's my favorite part of the game.
Yeah, it's an excellent part of the game.
And okay, wait, Anisette buying a gaseous seed, and doesn't try to walk past him. Maybe knows he needs a membership card.
Is it a gaseous seed or is it a gacha seed? So it's like a gotcha game?
You know, I think it's gacha now. because that sounds very Japanese.
Well, that's what it is. It's a gacha seed, like a gacha capsule. Because it's got a random prize in it.
Well, it's a random prize unless you know the odds.
I mean, if you know the odds, it's still random. You just know the likelihood of winning.
You can also save and quit until you get what you need. Because everything is determined when you open the nut. So, like, you'll watch the speedrun for this game to get, like, certain rings. They'll plant somewhere, and they'll roll RNG because they know what they're doing. And yeah, so, go up, waterfalls, try it. And it says it on every screen where there's a waterfall.
Yeah.
Hopscotch just refusing to go up waterfalls despite being informed of it.
Hopscotch is exploring, okay?
Can't go in there yet, Hopscotch, but you can find a tree spot. You can just eat that. Or no, that's Anissa. What am I doing? Or, no, that's Hopscotch. I didn't know Hopscotch got Dimitri. Okay. Alright, no, you get Dimitri here anyway. I don't know why I blanked on that so hard. This is the required Dimitri area. But yeah, every other animal loses time on the traversal of the water area. And, like, if you get Dimitri, you just walk into the city, you get no extra cutscene.
Yeah, Dimitri is just... This seems fine. I'm good with it.
Well, I mean, Dimitri is a water-swimming Dodongo, so this is an interesting puzzle. Hopscotch won't figure out the rules of it until he talks to the Master Diver, very likely.
Yeah, it's not likely that you'll realize that you're supposed to hit these with a sword.
Yeah, you have to open their eyes. And that one won't move.
So Hopscotch is moving ahead. This is the next mandatory part of the puzzle. Everybody else seems to be taking their time, retreading their path, exploring some old areas.
Okay, I'm just listening to Hopscotch's audio because he's ahead, and he's like, maybe the secret is in the other cave, and Hopscotch was correct on that. I really hope goes to the right side of the cave. I'm gonna be so sad. Fun fact, if you go from ages, or, seasons to ages, there's a password that they give you to do a Master Diver quest to get a, special ring that makes it so that you can be underwater indefinitely, which is more useful in seasons than it is in ages, because you can just do that with a mermaid suit. But the Master Diver gives you 30 seconds to go through this ridiculous maze that you kind of have to damage boost your way through. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, a lot of the secrets are pretty fun and clever. There's a couple of challenges that we won't get to see in this one because they only show up if you go the other way. In particular, there's one cave I really like that if you go from seasons to ages, there's a guy who makes you cut a bunch of grass with your boomerang. That's a fun minigame.
I don't remember that one. Maybe I'll have to play it again. I don't know. I like these games. So get to the Master's Black. Honestly, I thought that the diver's secret spot was really obvious, especially if you change this area to winter.
We see Nighty has taken a trip back here to the Hero's Cave. This could be really, really good for him because there is a password here in the Hero's Cave.
Yeah, you have to get the Dungeon 4 item to get it. Nighty's figuring this out. No, you need the slingshot to get to that specific password. Try pushing up, Nighty. There you go. And then you have to figure out, well, I can't possibly do this. There's got to be more, right? So pushing all the blocks, Nighty's at least figuring out parts of the puzzle.
Yeah, so I think the trick is Nighty has to realize that block on the right he can push up. And that he's got a little bit backwards. That what he was thinking is, I'm going to push one of these blocks onto the switch, but that's not it. He needs to push one of the pots onto the switch.
If only you could put pots down. But Link is not.
Link is incredibly destructive.
And if Nighty pushes up, he'll be able to get it. but I thought for a minute Nighty had a Brain Blast there, but yeah, Nighty will get a checkpoint anyway, so Nighty will be fine.
Well, there's really nothing here. He hasn't made any progress. This is literally the first puzzle.
Yeah. Well, you'll get a checkpoint right before it, but yeah, that... If you go from ages to... or seasons to ages, there's a wild... there's... Oh, right, there's the minigame in the clock place to get what this password gives you. And that's a really cool, like, combat zone.
Yeah, there's a lot of secrets. And then, of course, the Hero Cave is different for both games.
This one is, the Ages one is some pretty contrived puzzles.
Now, he really wants to push that block down.
And a step. Okay, entering the right place, we'll be able to get rid of the creepy doll.
That's good for him, because having that traded in will make it so that he can solve the next puzzle as soon as he gets it.
Of course, you know, I forgot to do something when I was doing the trading quest, so I just did the answer, because you don't need anything to complete the trading quest. You can literally skip the entire thing in this game. I always find that wild, but I do it anyway, because I like the flavor. The one thing I'm actually not 100% sure if people will go out of the way, because this game has a bunch of side quests in it to do stuff, unlike just receiving things. Like, the only real side quest you get is your trading sequence, and then you gotta go repair it back on top of the mountain. That's it. In Seasons, you have things like the quest to get the red ring, which is ridiculous. Oh, and Zenek finding... Oh, Zenek's gonna be so happy right now. You see 7 seeds? Zenek's gonna answer yes. He's gonna be understood and gets 50. That's a good feeling. But you have the red ring quest.
I'm surprised Zenek hasn't traded in his password to get the upgraded seed satchel.
Yeah, not sure. But yeah. The red ring quest where there's golden beasts across the world that are much stronger. They only appear... There's 4 of them. They only appear in one particular season on one particular part of the map, and the season in question is never something you would normally be in when you're there.
Yeah, it always picks really awkward seasons.
Yeah, there's only one of them that's pretty easy to kind of walk into. The Golden Octorok is pretty easy to walk into, and the Golden Moblin is also pretty easy to walk into.
Yeah, I doubt we'll see any of the players complete that quest. There's a good chance they wouldn't even realize that quest is a thing.
Yeah, unless they change... They might realize it, because in order to enter Dungeon 6, you will pass by the quest giver.
But even that's not guaranteed that you'll see it. All right, Nighty's brain is burning right here. He's realizing something here is really screwed up.
Nighty, have you tried pushing that the other direction?
Yeah, he's got to push those 2 blocks up. Once he does that, he may get it.
But yeah, the result for this is really important, because it seems really strange, but this is probably the hardest final boss, I would say, for a 2D Zelda, maybe. Because normally, if you're doing A Link of the Past, you're gonna get, all of the relevant items you need to survive. You'll have red mail, it's not a rando, you'll have silvers. You can have a lot of medicine. The final boss of the linked game is very, very strong and very punishing. And can only be harmed by spin slashes without your reward from this cave.
Well, there's a good chance that if the players do any amount of the Hero's Cave, they will get that level 3 sword, since that is where they will find the item that upgrades it. Yeah, Nighty is trying to do the Hero's Cave, and there's a pretty tricky puzzle at the beginning of the Hero's Cave.
Yeah, that's probably top 2 puzzle in this game. Like, there's not many complex puzzles.
Ooh, Anisep has found another secret.
The secret is... Zenik is getting ready to write that down.
Zenik isn't going to write anything down.
Yeah, Zenik. So, one thing I've noticed while playing through this is that there are 2 sets of characters for the first 3 parts of every password you have. And then the last 2 are what's different.
There's a couple of mixes. You're right. There's a lot of passwords that share the first 3 digits, but not all of them.
I've seen 2 sets of 3 passwords because all of mine have started with M equals M or L24 or F24.
But you're right. That is something. If the players notice that the passwords have similar characters, that can save them a little bit of writing if they're clever.
Yeah, because then, like, realistically, you only have to remember 2 characters, and like, oh, which one is it? You can just swap it.
Well, this is one that I absolutely would not recommend trying to remember them. Nighty has found the cave of the actual progression. Guy says,
Nighty's doing,
based on your...
I wonder if you can actually reach all of them.
Ooh, that's a clever idea.
2. But Nighty sees it, so I think Nighty might actually know the puzzle.
Ooh, maybe he's going to try it again. Maybe he's going to solve it. Guy says, Surprise based on the save file name. I think it's mixed. It's a save file name, and then there might be some sort of a randomization to it.
There's stuff like the game does have like a completion time tracker and like how many enemies you've killed. Like it puts a bunch of like random math in there and then transmits parts of it. So basically all of the passwords will be the same once you do your transfer. Or rather, like everything is set once you beat the game. So it always works. But it is based off of like file stats. And yeah, Nighty has the Master's Plaque. Hasn't even been here. Just solved the puzzle because he recognized what was what.
I mean, there's only like 3 Zelda puzzles when you get down to it. There's light the torches, there's use the item to kill the monster, and then there's push the blocks. And this is just a variant of push the blocks, and hitting a statue with your sword is basically a light the torch variant.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a light the torch, push the block. And we're gonna see Hopscotch is taking on the Moblin King. I don't actually remember what the reward for this is, because I just forgot to do it and I haven't gone back.
It's just a piece of heart.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a piece of heart, because I'm short like exactly 1. For my math on where the pieces of hearts are, and I'm too lazy to get the Gasha and Maple one again, because they take forever.
And so the Moblin King giving away a little bit too obvious of a hint here. He says you can't just beat him by just throwing random blocks, but when you get down to it, you just keep throwing bombs at him, and eventually it just solves the puzzle.
What? What are you doing? You're just gonna leave the chest there?
He really just wants to ride his dinosaur to the chest. I mean, if you had a dinosaur steed, wouldn't you want to take it everywhere?
I do. That's why I only picked Dimitri. It has nothing to do with any of the other benefits. Dimitri's great.
I mean, you go to your local grocery store and like, sir, please stop riding your dinosaur in the aisles. And you'd be like, no, I've got a dinosaur. I'm going to ride it there.
Yeah, that checks out.
It looks like Nighty found the diver's secret spot, so good for him. He's realizing that he's in the wrong season, however. So I think Hopscotch may have misread the progression here and thought that destroying the Moblin fort was the way to advance.
I'm thinking about it, and I don't quite remember where the trade for the item you need after Dungeon 4 is, but I'm wondering if, because I always do the, I always go and get Autumn anyway, I'm just wondering if that makes the trade sequence backtracky here. Because if you do Dungeon 5 before Dungeon 4, the game flows really well.
I think that the progression in Seasons does not flow nearly as well as the trade sequence in Ages. In Ages, it was a lot of, you got this item, and then the next destination you go to has it.
I would say the end of Ages is kind of a mess.
It is a little bit, yes.
Yeah, this one has this oddity where I think very specifically, the D4, D5, like, scramble, messes it up. But we'll see where people end up actually going. Because they have flippers now, so they can explore, like, some of the bigger water areas, and they might end up doing Dungeon 5 first. And you don't have to worry about them discovering Dungeon 6, because, one of the keys to Dungeon 6, you can get 3 of them right now. But you can't get the 4th one because the guy says, let me see you when you've gotten, let's say 5 pieces.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an artificial progression block, but Nintendo really likes those for its games.
I think, well, that one in particular is just like, especially for a Zelda game where they're like, hey, have these items. Because this game actually does, like, compared to Ages, where it's just like, I really hope you like the Seed Shooter. Because, like, the Switch Hook isn't really as smart as, like, anything. Right?
Yeah, the Switch Hook is pretty basic, bare bones.
You get the best item in Dungeon 5. Like, it's so useful, its themed is awesome. Like, everything about it is great.
Now he's going to collect the first of his 4 jewels, the Pyramid Jewel. Of course, he's not going to be using those in this goal, but he is going to need that for the next goal.
Yeah. And that one I expected basically everyone to get, probably, in this. Unless they just avoided everything. So this is a screen where, are you sure you want to fight Maple? Because you don't have a lot of space to get anything.
Oh, but he can get that ring if he's quick. Oh, nice.
So much.
That was incredible luck for Hopscotch.
I was so lucky. Like, everything could have landed on the water, everything could have landed on the bottom half of the screen.
And I think there's a unique line of dialogue for Maple if like all of the items fall in the water.
I have read that, but apparently nobody has ever gone and proved it.
Well, it seems like it should be pretty easy to just like dissect the
I mean,
ROM.
it would be easy to make a ROM hack probably, and just because I mean, it could just be in the game, but I don't think anybody's dug into it enough. At least that's what I've heard, because I've seen it as unconfirmed reports. So Hopscotch, I think, actually may end up in Dungeon 5. If Hopscotch goes back to the start of the game, because Hopscotch may not find the Diver's Secret spot. But Zenik is in Goron Mountain.
Yeah, there's a lot to get lost around here. And thank you, Hectate, for that resubscription to Mystery Funhouse. 3-month subscription. We appreciate every month of that. And it'll get you well positioned for the Mystery Tournament coming up in a month and a half. Yeah, what is the lore so far? Got here late. So to give a brief summary, we are playing Oracle of Seasons. The players played through all of Oracle of Ages, in which they traveled back and forth from present to past in order to defeat the Sorceress of Shadows and rescue Nehru, the Oracle of the Ages. And now the players have journeyed on to the realm of Holodrum, and Onyx, who is a lot more forward-thinking than the Sorceress of Shadows, he started the game by just sinking the Temple of Seasons into the ground and driving the seasons into chaos. And now Link has found a magic wand that allows him to travel, to change the current season, and he's running around Holodrum, screwing with weather, causing mass extinction of the various species of Hyrule as he tries to recover 8 MacGuffins in order to save the world or something.
Yeah, so I'm just watching, and I don't quite remember, as we see, both Zenik and Hopscotch getting the money from that old man at the same time. I don't remember if they can get over towards Moosh, unless they take the secret spot. Maybe not. And so, this is a... I hope you like stealth segments.
If you didn't like stealth segments, you shouldn't be playing a Zelda game, because every few minutes, Miyamoto says you're going to do a stealth segment.
Yeah, so there's a skip that you can do to not have to deal with this section. I don't quite remember how it works. But the Fool's Ore also apparently does the most damage in the game, but there's literally no way to discover that, because you can't hit anything.
Yeah, the players have lost... Nighty has lost his feather. It's been stolen by 2 Subrosians, and you get this Fool's Ore in its place. And the Fool's Ore will be disappearing as soon as Nighty gets back his feather. But before that happens, he is going to be punished with another stealth segment. Just another way that Shigeru Miyamoto reminds you that he hates you and doesn't want you to ever have fun ever again.
Stealth sections are fun.
And I think this segment has a little bit of randomization. I want to say each of these screens has like 2 or 3 patterns that these guys can follow.
That's very possible. I think the first time they always follow the exact same thing, though. And it's like, this one seems a lot more stressful, but it's really not. And there's no gotchas.
Hopscotch was fortunate enough to find an upgrade to his ring box, so he is now going to be able to carry around 3 of those rings that he carted over from the Oracle of Ages. And I think that the good news is, now that I see about this, the progression you're expected to follow, I think, is that after you get the flippers, they expect you to dive in the secret diving spot. But I think by swimming around here, I think the players have all
get back up. It saves you a bunch of time to take the secret diving spot, but you can also just take other ways.
So that's good, because I was really worried that would be a time-consuming part of the stall.
And Zenik, as you can see, Hopscotch sees all those holes. Zenik is going to be able to skip a mashing minigame, I think. I don't know. They just get rid of the bananas. I've only ever done the Moosh route in this direction once ever.
Nope, he's going to have to do it again. Zenik is not able to summon Moosh in this area. Moosh is just being a worthless piece of shit right now because he's feeding his banana addiction. And
I mean, look, Moosh loses so much time. He's slow to get, and his overworld movement's terrible. If you do seasons, the only reason you end up getting Rookie is because it takes 5 minutes to get Dimitri, and even then it's still faster than Moosh.
So Zenik approaches Moosh, and he plays the flute, remembering again that Moosh has sworn a blood oath to him, and that his life is now Zenik's, and Moosh is like, screw you, I want a banana.
And it's like, this is just one of those things where just like, Moosh sucks. Moosh sucks so much.
Nighty has found the pirates here in Subrosia, and he gets a really useful hint. The pirate captain says that you are absolutely not a hero until you've explored some ruins. So hopefully that's a piece of...
I hope he remembers this.
Yeah, if he remembers that, that's going to make a later goal much easier.
3-2-2-1-1-2-4-3.
That's exactly the sequence. You've got it exactly correct.
Yeah, I have never forgotten that over however fucking many years it's been. I guess it's not technically true. I had forgotten it, but I had just forgotten. I just remembered it backwards. I thought the pirate was blocking the leftmost one. He's blocking the rightmost one. And I know you pushed that one 3 times.
Hopscotch has found the backside of the diver's secret passage here.
And, oh no, go through that portal! 90! That portal's really useful. Like, incredibly, extremely useful.
He wants to explore underground first.
Yeah.
Now he's going to push every one of these gravestones because Legend of Zelda players are well known for being trained to desecrate graveyards.
I would say that here, it's less of a thing because it's in, like, very clearly, like, a stone thing, and everyone knows you can only push graves that are on dirt. Everything else is just impossible. So, we're gonna see what path this takes 92. But absolutely wants to go through that portal. Oh no, you really do want to go through that.
Yeah, that portal that Alpha is indicating, it's a one-way path in that you can only open it from this end, and it's a shortcut that goes straight back to the city in Holodrum. And activating that switch will make it so much easier to get into the Subrosia area.
Yeah, so here's an interesting part. You see these S blocks. We'll talk about those later, but there's a side quest for the mirror or for the Iron Shield, and I don't know if anybody's gonna do it because getting both of the ores requires weird timing. Nighty's just digging for ore chunks.
Digging for more chunks.
You always need... Yeah, they are going to need some. I don't remember what the trade for the, I don't remember what the trade for the, membership card is.
It's not that bad. It's not very many.
I know it's really easy, but... Because, like, I don't expect any of them to enter Dungeon 6 without the membership card.
No. Zenek is going digging on the beach.
Okay, so Nighty has found this area. And actually, Nighty should go to the right here and lift the rock, because there's a rock over there that makes traversal of Subrosia easier. And that rock permanently stays lifted.
Yeah, this game is really weird about some things that make it easier to navigate than others. There's like those two bushes on the right side of the town that if you burn them, they stay burned forever. We now have 3 players doing the stealth segment simultaneously. This is now a stealth segment stream exclusively.
And Nighty has the power of Spring Dew now. We'll see what choices Nighty ends up making.
Yeah, today's goal, we're going to see the players fully power up the Wand of Seasons. It will give them the powers of spring, summer, fall, and whatever that cold season is that we don't get here in Florida.
Mine's starting. It's winter. Okay, yeah, if you lift these rocks, you can just always go there. Very convenient. And actually, Nighty might be able to make a great, because right up here is the Subrosian Market. Nighty should go in, because there's a membership card.
Yeah, that membership card was not here in the previous goal. I think it shows up after the 3rd dungeon.
It shows up immediately. You just have to make, yeah, you just have to make trades, because I completely forgot that I got it. Nighty does not have enough seeds.
Yeah, that red bomb is going to upgrade.
Really
that's going to upgrade his bomb capacity, and Nighty's really going to want that.
I'm wondering what Nighty is looking for. Was it 100 ore chunks? Just pull out your shovel. They make it a whole point. All you got to do is dig down for more chunks. Nighty not having it. No one needs bombs. In fairness, you barely need bombs, and everywhere you do need bombs, the game gives you bombs. This is gonna be curious, because Nighty's gonna be at a very interesting spot. Will pop out near the shop. So, might make some choices.
Yeah, that's going to be real handy. I'm not sure how many rupees Nighty has. We'll find out.
I think it's only like 100 for the treasure map.
I think it's more than that. I want to say it's like 200 to 300.
I mean, the game throws rupees at your face. It's kind of ridiculous how many rupees you get in seasons compared to ages, and you actually need the money in ages.
Oh, yeah. And Nighty's got plenty of money here, so he'll definitely be able to afford that map. The question will be if he goes for the map or if he goes for the ring, although I feel... or not, the ring box. But I feel pretty confident.
Like you look at it and one thing looks like a unique item. And Nighty has
gardener.
He's following his father's footsteps, keeping on the family tradition. Member's card. You may proceed to the rear.
So wait, are there two shopkeepers here, or did that guy rush downstairs ahead of you?
I think there's two. What? You don't want the...
Oh,
you don't
maybe...
have to. I didn't realize you could buy that here. That seed satchel. I thought you just talked to the dude.
No, actually, now that I think about it, I think the other guy just refills. Oh, Nighty's gonna buy
I was
the
thinking that
seeds.
people upgraded to 50, but I didn't realize Zenek had that many. So maybe Nighty knows that there's a treasure map there though, so that's really useful.
I think that's a little bit backwards.
He definitely doesn't know how useful that information is yet.
Yeah, I feel like this is somewhere where I'm really at odds with Nighty. That given the choice between a satchel,
clearly unique item, yeah,
and a completely unique item, you always go for the unique item. Although that said, I just got done playing through Kingsfield for the PlayStation, and that's one where you go to the shop and like, oh, I really want that map. Oh, I really want that map. Oh, I want that. And then you wander around, and just when you're about to buy it, then suddenly you find one just laying around in a chest somewhere, and you're like, oh, well, that was a good thing I didn't waste my money on that.
I think Nighty is actually like wondering if there's rupees around that he can grab, and there are. I don't know how many. They put him at 99 or 199. That'd be funny as hell. 20, that's not bad.
Nah, it's just 169, which is nice, but not what he needs.
Yeah. Curse ring, yeah, that's the ring you need. That's the ring everybody should be using. Makes this game a very different experience.
Did one of the players find the curse ring?
Yeah, Hopscotch just got it. And like, I remember thinking as a kid, why would you ever use this? And I'm like, because you want to have some fun. Half sword damage, damage taken ×2. It makes some of the bosses extremely threatening.
Hopscotch picking the sword beam ring. Unfortunately, that doesn't do anything until he has at least a level 2 sword.
Okay, Nighty's back in the mountains.
Couple of really good rings here. A double rupee ring would be good for accumulating money. A double heart ring is really great for increasing your healing ability. The fist ring is great for revisiting that time when you fought against Blano.
You can also get the expert ring, and you can do the punches, and they make like explosion sounds. I'm wondering where Hopscotch goes. Hopscotch goes north of here. Very curious to see what'll end up happening. And except getting insulted for no good reason by this
by this Deku Scrub. Deku Scrub's like, man, you're a moron. You don't know where the key is.
Hopscotch has plenty of money for days. Does not have the key, or doesn't have the membership card, I don't think. Everybody getting Gardner, except for Anisep, who has the hyperactive one. I don't remember what that was. And so I hope people like mashing. It's not a hard mash, but
it's gonna take a minute because I think there's a realization that you have to actually push the button and make something happen.
Yeah, and you can fail, which is funny. Oh, it's funny just watching Hopscotch be in the back of the screen. That pirate's transparent, but to everybody watching it, it just looks solid.
I can see it flickering, but
well, yeah, but everybody watching it on the
restream. Yeah.
On the restream, no, actually, it's flickering, so maybe I just have to change the quality settings here. It's on auto. I'll just leave it. I'm lazy.
Yeah, that's probably the correct solution. Members card for Zenek.
Nighty's gonna get the ring, and let's see if Nighty decides to wait or just falls in the pit and leaves. There we go, Nighty realizing.
That's
why
the correct
wait?
Solution. That was the correct solution.
Okay, and Nighty has bananas now.
And so once more...
I think Zenek gets, like, more text for having the gall of having Moosh be an asshole.
Well, at this point, Zenek already has Moosh's flute.
Yeah. Moosh is the worst.
Now he's very close here to unlocking dungeon number 4.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. The trading sequence, yeah, it doesn't really work right unless you do dungeon 5 first.
The trade sequence is all screwed up because you have to go to Subrosia to trade in the pan. Then you have to take the pan to the Gorons. Big Goron. What does Big Goron give you?
He gives you the vase, which you then give to Inigo.
Yeah. Then you have to go back to Sunken City. Then you have to go all the way back to the town. That gets you
you get fish, and then you go to the old man, you get megaphone. Then you come back to the mountains with megaphone to get mushroom. And then it's mushroom for a wooden bird.
Yep.
And wooden bird for engine oil for a phonograph, and then that's the solution.
Yeah, the good news is a lot of this trade sequence is kind of obvious. Like that dude who's standing outside of town. He's all like, "Man, I need a fish." So it's really obvious what you're supposed to give it. And then Inigo is like, "I totally want this vase. I'll give you a fish." So
yeah,
most of the trade sequence,
and you talk to a Goron later after you get it, and he's like, "Man, I would have traded that for 10 fish." And it's just like, well. Should have talked to you. I could have had 9 more fish.
No, I think the Goron says I wouldn't trade that even for 100 fish.
I talked to him earlier. He said he would trade to get it. He would trade 10 fish.
Huh. Maybe we'll find out.
Okay, we see Anisep trying to not really burden good. You get a bird better. You're gonna bonk. And, Anisep fails.
So, this is actually a prequel to Link's Awakening, and after having to deal with all this, this is the reason why that rooster is in a shallow grave under the,
No, that rooster's in a shallow grave because they spawned 32 of them, and then deloaded the barrier to Onyx's castle. Which the any % run for seasons ever since Rooster Adventure was discovered is just the grossest thing in the world. Because you just create a bunch of particles on screen that, like, block the rooster's not spawning variable, and you just drag 32 roosters with you the entire time. It's ridiculous. Like, it's just a completely wild thing, and they dupe so many of them, the game can't spawn new sprites, and you can block the spawn of the barrier to the Temple of Seasons. Or to Onyx's castle.
We're almost an hour in, and I think at least one of our players is just about ready to enter the dungeon. Our players have been doing a lot of exploration here. I think we noticed that in the previous goal, that everybody's sort of going for it's more of a 100% race, so it's one of those that you really save time by just being thorough. We'll see how that impacts the next goal, because the next goal, as we've kind of alluded to, is going to be a lot of searching.
Yeah. That's gonna be a hard one. And you gotta put a key in the keyhole.
Though I'm not convinced that it's going to be that hard. 2 of our players have membership cards.
Yeah, but only one of them has seen the treasure map. Although I think Nighty will know immediately. And that'll make 6 go by really quickly. Although 6's dungeon's pretty big.
It's not that long, though. At this pace, I expect that we'll probably see the players complete the next goal pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Although some of it depends on if any of the players find Big Goron's secret, and then they decide to try to get that, because that's one that's easily going to sink 15 minutes of trying to make that secret trade.
See, it took me 15 minutes to remember where to go for that, and then it took me 1 try on the batting minigame.
Anisep got his key. Looks like Nighty's about to grab his key. Zenik, I think.
I remember. Yeah, Anisep's going somewhere. Oh no, I was gonna say Zenik is making it across the keyhole.
Yeah, but unfortunately he does not have the key yet. He needed to go back over 1 screen to the left, and then he'd get that key. Well, 1 screen to the left and 1 screen up. Playing this.
I remember. Okay, hopscotch back in Sunken City. I was gonna say I remember doing the Goron minigame like a ton as a kid, because I couldn't like getting Big Goron swords hard. And then I did it once, because I've only ever done that secret once ever. I just did it once. I got 680 points, because I discovered how to hit exactly 2 things in every direction. It was great.
Zenik finally has encountered a maple and is going to trade the Lon Lon egg for the creepy doll. So Moosh is a piece of shit in this area. He's not coming when Zenik plays his flute. Zenik may have to wander all the way back over.
I think Zenik has to go back to the banana area, and he'll just continue to respawn there until the area is marked as cleared, which is when you open the dungeon door. Hopscotch is heading back, maybe to Horon.
Anisep has a key, but does not have the dungeon open. He sees these caves in the wall. He probably needs to realize that he's got to...
They give you a stump, and I haven't seen Anisep use it.
He doesn't know what he wants to do with it yet.
I can understand trying to summon Dimitri to try and get up the waterfalls.
Because only a sucker is going to actually try to do things the intended way.
Let's see, Hopscotch is all the way up here.
Ooh, Anisep found a secret.
I think this is just like 30 rupees. Like, I remember seeing that and I'm like, there's probably something here. Yeah, 30 rupees.
Yeah, Anisep is getting pretty close to maxing out his money.
Okay, Hopscotch
Zenik
Go south.
Zenik is about to max out his money too.
Okay, Hopscotch, you can do this.
Well, Hopscotch can't do it because he needs to get the autumn.
No, he has to go down to the right. Autumn is right there. Just keep going. Go right. Hopscotch, go right. There we go. Hopscotch will be getting autumn.
Although to get autumn, he is going to have to do a little bit of navigation here. He's got to go find a bomb rock and then take that up to the temple being in quotation marks. Like, nobody actually believes it's a temple. Alright, is Nighty going for the potion or the ring? Nighty's going to go for the potion, and then he's going to grab the ring. While Maple's doing... I don't know what the hell Maple thought was the most valuable thing she was grabbing there.
There may have been a piece of heart or something, I guess, because it's the only thing she prioritizes over everything.
Ooh, yeah, that is true. Maple, well, once in a blue moon, she drops a piece of heart. Hopscotch finding the sign connoisseur.
Oh, let's see. How many signs has Hopscotch destroyed?
And so this has put the little germ of thought into Hopscotch's mind of, what if I was a destroyer of signs?
That's the best ring in the whole game. Hopscotch, all you had to do is go south. Right there is another simple puzzle. Hopscotch deciding there's no way to make progress here.
No way at all.
Things looking at it, but you can still go south. Now go south. And here we go. Whether Hopscotch knows it or not, he's going to be finding a bomb.
So I think my prediction may have been wrong. We may be seeing in a moment Hopscotch doing Dungeon 5 before Dungeon number 4.
Which... that'll be fun.
Although there is a puzzle here. Is Hopscotch going to realize that it needs the power bracelet? Oh, there we go. He does figure it out. That's good.
You got a bomb flower. Handle with care.
Yeah, although there's a bit of curiosity here. Why is it that the bomb flowers in this game, you just pick them up and you put them in your bag, but in Ocarina of Time, you pick them up and they're ready to detonate, like right
there. Well, these are Subrosian bomb flowers. They're different. Or like, 'cause again, this isn't Hyrule. We're in Holodrum and Levena, which aren't the same towns. Hopscotch is saving quit. So this puzzle, you think maybe you don't have enough switches, but it's one of those things where you don't actually have to keep all the switches depressed.
No, I'm pretty sure that Zenik believes that he has more than enough switches right now. It's things to weigh down the switches that he might be worried that he doesn't have enough of.
Yeah, but just a fun little thing about this game. If there's a chest, there will always be something, a color denoting where the chest will spawn. So... if you don't have that, you get your key drop. Okay, so Hopscotch has the bomb flower, and where are you gonna go, Hopscotch? Oh, don't go back to the portal. Ah, I got the purple screen, I can't see what's happening.
Nighty, Anisep, and Zenik all in dungeon number 4. Hopscotch is very close to bucking the trend and completing dungeon number 5 first.
Yeah, just has to get Autumn, and then, like, dungeon number 5 is literally on top of him.
Although to remember that's going to be Hopscotch is going to have to remember that taking that bomb flower to the temple is what gets him the progression. He's left Subrosia without Autumn.
Hopscotch. Well, if he sees the entrance to the dungeon, which he's extremely close to, I feel like it will get that, you know, that thought in his head that was hinting at autumn. Just go up. Why do you always pick the wrong direction first every time, Hopscotch?
But I think that's deliberate. He wants to go the wrong way first. That way he can get all the treasure before going the right way. And we've got this lovely music here for dungeon number 4, the Dancing Dragon dungeon.
Yeah, Dancing Dragon is pretty good. And there is the next dungeon. Hopscotch sees the Petra flowers, knows, or the Petra mushrooms.
But he doesn't
knows
have that
he needs
season.
autumn. Come on, Hopscotch, you read a sign that told you what season they spawned in. Yeah, but you were just in an area where you could get fall.
So Zenik is in the turn up your brightness room. You're supposed to light this torch and see.
I don't even think this even caused a problem with my non-backlit like gameplay.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody who's currently watching the restream, they can see this path very clearly that Zenik is following despite it being dark.
Yeah, like this room is just weird. Okay, so Hopscotch is actually gonna find something neat down here.
So I think that it's one of the stones that you need for dungeon number 6 is random, maybe more than one of them.
That doesn't sound right to me.
Is it?
They're always in a consistent place. This is just a neat place. I don't remember actually what's down here because it's been a minute.
This is the Pit of 1,000 Trials. At the bottom, you fight Bonetail.
It's just a piece of heart.
So Zenik is going to be upset if he realizes that Hopscotch has found more pieces of heart than he has. So here is Anicep's in the room that proves that this is absolutely a Capcom-made game. We've got Yoku Blocks.
Yeah, and these aren't like the easiest to deal with either because there's like a cycle you're just deliberately trying to skip. Because you don't need one of those cycles, you can skip them. Let's see how Hopscotch can put everything together and figure out what's going on. Hopscotch might actually get one of the gems for Dungeon 6 if he goes down here. So that one I think is the round gem. Hopscotch, go back to Subrosia. You found an item there.
But he has no idea where to use it. He would have no reason to think that that bomb flower is useful in Subrosia.
I think he does. Because they told them that everybody went up to mine rocks, and actually you could have talked to the people at the temple before.
There's no way he remembers it. Yeah, he's going to have to go around here, he's going to have to pick up that rock, and he's going to have to do a speedy feather jump in order to get up to the temple. But yeah, as soon as he gets that, the autumn, then he'll have it. It'll be obvious.
And he can't remember where to go. And just navigation in Subrosia becomes way better once you get
the thing.
Yeah.
There's a couple of items that make navigation in Subrosia a lot easier. Hopscotch is just going to wander aimlessly around, not knowing where he's going.
Aimlessly away from everything.
Wait, wrong way still.
Hopscotch, please!
I think he's doing this on purpose, just to frustrate you. Where is he going? Unless he remembers the person who is looking for the pot. Maybe that's who he's looking for, because he's checking in these houses now.
He's going into the smithy.
Yeah, he must remember the Subrosian who wanted the seasoned pot.
Or, I mean, that's I think straight south of where he just was.
Yeah. Is he gonna do dancing minigame? Yeah, this room here. This is a significant looking room, but unfortunately...
Oh, I do remember this minigame, yeah.
But you can't do anything in this one. It serves no purpose whatsoever in an ages to seasons game.
Listen, I just want to see, and I don't remember who gives the secret. I want to see someone do the Tokay game. That secret is impossible.
Wild Tokay. Hope you folks are buckled in. Hope you've got a drink, because this could take a little while. This is the longest goal I think we're going to do for this game. Our players have done a lot of exploration, so Hopscotch is about 90% of the way to unlocking the dungeons here.
Hopscotch just literally has to go anywhere but where he's going.
There's just a purple
It's
part
all to the right!
There's a purple part of the map, and Hopscotch wants to unpurple it. I think that might be the...
Go in the house!
Yeah, I think that's the house for the trading game.
That's the one. Go in. Lava soup is so delicious. One sip cures any cold. There we go.
So,
that's gonna help Hopscotch out.
Well, it could help Hopscotch out, or it could distract him.
I really hope Hopscotch doesn't think that's a required trading sequence.
It's entirely possible this is going to completely distract Hopscotch, because now that he knows about the soup, maybe he's going to leave and he's going to go run and trade it in.
Okay, well, there's a key, so obviously you got to take Rosa on one date. Or Rose.
Rosa.
Rosa. Okay, it's Rosa. Okay. Couldn't remember. Temperature has been dropping.
Yeah, Hopscotch's navigation has just been all over the map right here. Anisep and Zenic Reverie are neck and neck here. They're moving through the same couple of rooms here. There is a puzzle where they need to hit all of these torches as they swing by, but they don't have a tool for doing that yet. Zenic has found the mini-boss here.
Yeah, it is, it's Aghanim. Only, it's a little bit different. You're playing a different minigame.
Yeah, so the players who are experienced with Zelda, they'll probably be thrown off here. They'll think, man, I need to deflect his shots. No, you don't. You just need to stab him in the face.
Yeah, but which one's the real one? The answer is the one with the shadow.
Yeah, thankfully, evil clone technology has not advanced to the point where they can hide shadows. Alright, Hopscotch is moving in the vague direction of the temple. Is he gonna go, or is he gonna... Alright, he's moving in the right way. He's getting closer.
I'm really concerned he was about to go through that portal. Okay, you can't do anything here. You need an item for that.
He's heading that way. Oh, he's thinking. Nope. No. Wait. No. Maybe.
Hopscotch, please.
He's doing this so on purpose right now. Hopscotch would say, "Oh well, there's obviously nothing to do here."
Hopscotch is trying to make every decision. It's not making any at the same time.
So Zenic has defeated the mini-boss, and Anisep figured out the trick, but unfortunately perished. He's going to have to do it again.
You know, once you figure out the trick, the boss can never hit you again, because any hit immediately stuns him.
That's right, yeah.
What you seek is the eye. That's actually a hint about the fact that you're probably forgetting a key, and if you look at where the eye of the dragon is, there's a key in there that you may not have gotten, and you've entered that room and
that is
not
not
done
the,
it.
that is not the trick. I'll show you what it means when we get there.
Well, every time I've gotten there, that's always what it meant.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I always forget when you go into that room. It's a skull and there's an eyeball and you just swim in it.
That's correct.
But I've always seen that because like I thought that one was obvious, but like I always entered a room and was unable to get the key, and I just always looked at it as that.
Yeah, but that's the logical first thing. If you're a classic Zelda player, that is your first thought. The eye, oh, well, you look at the shape of the dungeon and it's a dragon, and I gotta go to the dragon's eye, and it's like there's really no place for an eye.
The key I was missing every time. Maybe it's dual meaning. Maybe that's intentional.
It's a double entendre.
I wouldn't necessarily call it a double entendre, but okay. So Hopscotch has got to remember how to leave. What are you looking for?
Hopscotch is just upset that there's a single square.
If Hopscotch is looking for the shop, it's the really obvious one. And there's the Slingshot for Zenek. Slingshot is really neat. It's like the Seed Shooter, but it shoots in one line, nothing bounces, and you don't have to. It just goes. You just press the button and it works.
Yeah, the only downside to the Seed Shooter, or to the Slingshot over the Seed Shooter, is the Seed Shooter you can bank off of corners to hit some enemies in obnoxious places. Zenek is doing things the hard way, but he gets it done.
We're gonna see Hopscotch entering Dungeon 5, I'm almost certain, pretty soon.
Yep, so Hopscotch has successfully broken my prediction. My prediction was all of the players would do the dungeons in order, but Hopscotch...
I'm just surprised it wasn't Anisep, because Anisep has the ability to just do that without even getting the flippers. Well, with Dimitri, you can just break the sequence that way. And everything's in the right position for you to do that. And that's one of the reasons Dimitri saves a bunch of time.
So Hopscotch is picking up these mushrooms. These mushrooms are really weird in that they linger on the screen for just a little too long, and you can't pick up another mushroom while you're waiting.
And we are entering dungeon number 5, the Unicorn's Cave. If you thought that this would be the place you would fight Aquamantis, you're wrong. Because we fought him in Dungeon 1.
And we did give the players the hint in the pace spin that said you can complete Dungeon 5 before you've completed Dungeon 4. So hopefully Hopscotch did read that, and he realizes that he will have no difficulties whatsoever completing this dungeon.
Yeah. And the Dungeon 5 item helps literally 0 with Dungeon 4, so it's nice in that regard.
Yeah, maybe the Dungeon 4 item is slightly useful in that it gives you a ranged attack to use, but it's really not that important. So this is a really weird room here. You've got these conveyor belts through the whole room. This is absolutely one of those rooms that you just want to immediately just jump to the middle of the room and just skip all of this crap.
Yeah, and you can, because you can see it's only a 2-tile gap, but it's not even that bad to just do the room. Like, if you have Pegasus Seeds, you can just make it. And then Hopscotch falls, but oh no, it was exactly where Hopscotch wants to be. And if you go up, he goes up. Hopscotch never go the direction I want him to. Never once. I swear if Hopscotch leaves the dungeon and goes to Dungeon 4.
You'll be upset.
Yes.
Alpha considers that this is the true ending.
No, I'll just be upset. because, like, there's no reason to leave. You found nothing that prevents you from progressing. I guess you do need, maybe, flippers.
Yeah, but you needed flippers to get into the dungeon.
Well, no, because you can use Dimitri.
Well, that doesn't do you any good. Dimitri, like many a Nintendo animal companion, refuses to enter dungeons. Yoshi, who refuses to go into ghost houses.
Well, yeah, I feel like that's more excusable. Yoshi's allowed to be afraid of ghosts.
That's why the only good animal companion in a Nintendo game is Tricky the Triceratops in Dinosaur Planet, because he actually does all the dungeons with you.
That's such a weird game.
I mean, it's exactly what you would expect for Nintendo. Slapped a new coat of paint on something, made it barely playable, and then just kicked it out so that they could get that one last Rare game before Rare died and went to Microsoft.
Giant S blocks there. Oh.
And it's taking a lot of hits here. He needs to be careful.
It really just has to charge the one with the shadow.
Well, and it also looks like it's not enough to know which one it is. You also do have to have the torches lit to actually deal with damage.
Anisip just missed. Alright, Hopscotch bombing that, but really needs to go up first.
Hopscotch is going to go whichever way he damn well pleases. And except getting the victory here against the Aghanim pseudo battle. This is where Nintendo got lazy and they're just like, yeah, let's just recycle every enemy from the other games.
That was the one place pushing that wouldn't work, Hopscotch.
Here we've got a puzzle.
Remember, playing at home, down, 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 right, right, up. Very easy.
Extremely well done by Hopscotch.
If you can remember if you played any 2D Zelda games, give those, don't care.
Yeah, they're really pretty durable. Although in original Legend of Zelda, you can line them up and you can stab them and knock them back.
Yeah.
But they kind of...
So Hopscotch finally sees the giant end sphere. You can't pick it up. It has an N on it. It's not the Hopscotch at 991.
But unfortunately, Hopscotch does not have the high score because Zenik has 992. The competition between Zenik and Hopscotch continues to lean in the direction of Zenik Reverie.
And this might wreck Hopscotch. I recall the order you slay the knights in. So this next room that's coming up for Hopscotch is an absolute ridiculous thing. It's really easy if you understand how they are most aggro, because then you can kill 2 at a time. But if you cannot, it's a problem. The Siege Shooter does help out here, if you have it.
You can't have the Siege Shooter. This is Oracle of
Sorry, not the
Seasons.
Siege Shooter, the Slingshot. The Slingshot helps. So this is the room that he's in. Go in the eye, just swim in the eye. So remember the order you slay the knights in. See if Hopscotch just lucks into it.
Nope. That's gonna
No,
be a
immediately wrong.
Big NO.
Okay, so... Well, that's an easy one. Okay, so far you've gotten 2. I really hope you don't forget.
But he's picking a really easy pattern here. He's making it work.
As long as he doesn't die. Hey, don't forget. Hopscotch forgets. That'll be embarrassing.
Still no map for Hopscotch. He's still looking at this, wondering what kind of a piece of abstract art that this could be.
It's a unicorn, obviously.
Well, obviously. Nighty thankful that he is playing Oracle of Seasons and not original Legend of Zelda, where a Wizrobe appears and you just shove him into a hole. Scream, "This is Hyrule," and kick him into a well, instead of having to deal with just stabbing those guys for ages.
Alright, now Hopscotch does have 10 bombs, thankfully. And, ooh, decent strategy there.
Although it's really easy to get through that with 2 bombs, even if Hopscotch
Yeah,
hadn't
you
succeeded.
just drop it. I'm just like,
So,
why are you doing some of these things? It's terrifying.
So Zenik was in the room that the key is in the eye secret applies to, because it looks like a little face and you have to dive into the eye.
Yeah, it's in the skull. Yeah, but I just never think about it because I feel like that's the super obvious one. And the other one is you entered a room and you need another small key somewhere. Go find it.
Oh, very lucky. Hopscotch picking up a fairy right when he needs it most.
Yeah, now Hopscotch goes left. I think that's the way Hopscotch wants to go, which means Hopscotch is about to head to the right. Hey, look, I called it!
I think this will probably just be a map, though.
This is the map.
Hopscotch
Okay, so Hopscotch remembers or just is trying. Yeah, Givdo's burned in these 2D Zelda games do turn into Stalfos. Yeah, I'm like, that's the room with the map.
But does
Left
that
is the only place you can really go. There's nothing there.
Nighty has made it to the boss of dungeon number 4. It is Goma, another classic Zelda enemy.
Now, this boss is a bit difficult, and I say that because, you know, it's got that thing, and I was playing it on with Curse Sword, and it makes this next section really hard, because the things Goma does don't die in a single sword slash, and you can't have anything but the level 1 sword here, so. Like, Goma does this, which is new, and when they don't die in a single sword slash, it gets messy.
So this is another area where it helps for you to have Zelda experience, because then you know that, oh, I definitely need to be hitting him with my slingshot. The
Hopscotch finds the Magna Gloves.
yeah, best item in the Zelda series by far. Knight completing Goma very, very easily. He does an excellent job there.
Hopscotch just not holding down the button. You basically get free reign over all things metal.
Yeah, the magnet gloves are a lot of fun. You hold down the button, and Link will stick out his fist that he exerts magnetic power in a straight line in front of him. If you let go of the button, it switches poles, so he's on north, but if he pushes the button and releases it, it'll go to south. And depending on whether you're north or south, you'll either attract things or you'll push things away from you. And if those things are heavy enough, it could be Link be the one who gets sent flying as a result. And you can use that to navigate rooms, or you can use it to manipulate objects. Easily one of the most fun Zelda items that you can get.
Yeah, and it's just so Hopscotch does actually remember where something is, but this is gonna create an interesting situation because minecarts don't reset. And oh no, Zenik gets grabbed. Goma does 3 hearts of damage.
3 hearts? Zenik's got to be equipped with a power ring.
Maybe?
Because there's no way that does 3 hearts of damage otherwise. He's dropping some
Well, I
stinky
don't think I've ever
juice.
actually, like, remembered that. Alright, so... Zenek, just hit the claw with your sword.
Unless Zenek, like, is not knowledgeable of classic Zelda, I would be shocked that that an experienced mystery player like Zenek doesn't know. Oh, here we go. He's making some clever moves here. I think you can defeat this boss without doing anything with his claw. You've just got to shoot him right before he charges. So looks like this strategy can work.
It's very possible. Actually might be a little bit easier, because sometimes Goma's mean, and you just doesn't open its eye.
Yeah, I would definitely be putting the feather. There we go. Zenek putting that feather on. That would be my default. Usually I keep feather on all the time, because just jumping over everything is so broken in this game.
Yeah, this is actually a much faster fight, I think. Just because Goma's eye is open the entire time fighting with the claw. And you don't have to wait for anything.
There it is. There's a kill by Zenek. Yeah, definitely a much easier fight that way.
Yeah, that's quicker. I didn't even know about that. It's the soothing rain essence of nature. Oh, so Hopscotch is actually in a good place. Push that block. Push it. You really need to push that block. Alright, that's it. Hopscotch really needed to do that, and now manipulate that magnet to push that switch.
Although that doesn't do him any good from this room. He's got to go around.
It won't, but is great for later.
And at this point, Hopscotch is pulled ahead of Zenek. Now Hopscotch has 999 rupees, while Zenek is sitting on a miserly, peasantly 998. It's Anicep's turn to take on Goma.
Hopscotch, go back. Just go back the way you... Hopscotch has forgotten earlier parts of the dungeon.
For as much wandering as these players did beforehand, they've all come incredibly close here. We see Anicep, Nighty, and Zenek almost defeating Dungeon 4 simultaneously. It's like Anicep might also be finding the strategy here of just shooting him in the eye when he moves his claw, although Anicep's having a lot of trouble with it.
And Hopscotch learning that these helmets are quite weak to magnet.
Yeah, magnet element is very difficult to understand, as scholars familiar with the Insane Clown Posse may know.
So, Hopscotch has two options. One is to go backwards through a different room, to get to where he needs to go. The other thing Hopscotch could do is just save and quit.
So Anicep has figured out how to damage the boss, but he's struggling a little bit right now. Oh, interesting. He's going for Pegasus Seed strats. This is a good strat. He's taken a ton of damage, though.
Hopscotch just resetting the dungeon to get to where Hopscotch needs to go. And we'll come across another S.
Anicep's got a strategy here.
Now, if you destroy the claw, the little dudes that come out do spawn hearts. So
Looks like Wart, but it is actually the Moblin King. Remember that that Wart did appear in a Zelda game, but that was only Link's Awakening, and that he was actually a fever dream driven by Link's addiction to red potions.
Hopscotch has got this guy. This guy might be very rough.
Yeah, this boss is pretty nasty. This is unusual among some of the mini bosses here, that he's just straight up just fight. You just whack him with your sword until he goes away. This guy takes a lot of hits here for Anicept to finish. Zenek is getting a clue here. This guy says that if you get a bunch of essences, maybe he's going to let you have something.
Mm-hmm.
Smithfish says, watching for half an hour and no idea who's actually winning. Right now, I would say it's probably Hopscotch might be winning, in that Hopscotch has already found dungeon number 5 and has mostly completed it. Which means that when he goes back to dungeon number 4, he's got most of that solved already. The other 3 players, though, there's definitely Nighty in the lead, Nighty having completed the dungeon number 4 first and is already on his way for dungeon number 5. Zenek... I'm sorry about that. Zenek finished dungeon 4 just after Nighty, but Zenek does have a habit of doing a lot of exploration, so he might lose some time. And then Anicept is a little bit in behind, but there's a good chance that he just focuses on looking for the next dungeon and just going straight in.
Hopscotch, I swear. Just take out your magnet glove! Hopscotch!
Hopscotch does not belong to you. He does what he wants.
This room, you might think it's complicated, but you just gotta push the button and go to the door.
Yeah, it just stays open. It seems like a weird problem, but it's not. And then Hopscotch, if he would just get out his boomerang, he would have an even easier time. So I'm pretty
Hopscotch
sure
will never do anything anybody wants Hopscotch to do.
that he really wants that treasure box, but I think that's not going to be able to reach it. The Magnet Glove works against a lot of stuff you wouldn't think about either. You can use the Magnet Glove on those knights to push them and pull them.
Yeah, it works pretty great. You can... There's actually a puzzle later, or rather a room that becomes significantly easier if you do that. These enemies, even with the Magnet Glove, these enemies suck.
Yeah, they don't really like to get that close to you.
Yeah, so it's sometimes better to just equip Pegasus Seeds, run them down, and spin slash them.
And Zenek has found the shop, and he's got so much money, he may just buy this entire place out.
Buy the treasure chest first. A treasure map.
Yeah, a treasure map and a treasure chest are very different things, Alpha.
Depending on how many people buy the treasure map, may have to change next week's goal.
No. I'm sticking with it.
Okay. We should tell them that there's some good stuff that they can do in the Hero's Cave.
I'm sure that they'll figure it out. Nah, we'll stick with it. It might mean that next week's goal will be a little bit shorter, but I think that's fine.
It's definitely... if everybody has the map, it won't take 2 hours.
I have faith that these players will find a way to make it take 2 hours.
I have faith in Hopscotch. Magnet Glove is so cool.
It is the best item. Anicept is well on his way to the 5th dungeon. He's found the portals to Subrosia. So it's possible he may be the first of these players to enter the 2nd dungeon.
So Hopscotch has, once again, elected to pick the wrong path. Because Hopscotch sees the extra half of this room, gonna realize does not have a boss key.
Oh, is this Nighty making another shot at Hero's Cave? Oh no, he's
Sure
going
is.
down.
Oh no, Nighty remembers this. This
But I don't
actually kind of important.
I don't think he remembers it. I think he checked his map and he saw it.
Oh wait, did he have the treasure map? I thought.
Yeah, he just bought it.
Oh, okay. The Black Beast rests here. Now, this is a puzzle. Let's see if Nighty can figure it out. All right, Nighty figured out the puzzle. It's time to defeat the Black Beast. Are you ready?
It's a perfectly ordinary mold arm.
It's a mini Moldorm. Got the X-shaped jewel.
Zenek also meets the Sign Lovin' Subrosian. So Anisep and Zenek are neck and neck right here. They're both on the same screens. Whose navigation is a little more on point? Zenek showing off his skill at doing some platforming here in the 2D Zelda games.
And in this particular Zelda game, those jumps aren't easy because they changed how the feather worked, which is a shame. And you got a bomb flower, handle with care. Now, Hopscotch has already seen the solution to this room. The game has informed him. And this is a fun room.
So this is where Zelda just gives up on any pretense of making any sense. We've got hovering conveyor belts. Hopscotch really loves walking on spikes. When he was given his choice of rings, I really felt like he was going to pick the take less damage on spikes ring.
Or even the one that gives you hearts over time.
That's another great one. I know that Zenek had that for a while.
Yeah, so Nighty knows, awaiting one who knows many essences. So, knows that the entryway into Dungeon City. Nighty's gonna have an entrance to D6. It'll be done next goal in like 35 minutes.
Anisep and Zenek are racing to see who can figure out what the hell you do with the bomb flower first. Hopscotch going through those flames pretty aggressively. It's really easy to get hit by those flames if you move.
Yeah,
at
he had
the wrong space.
he had a good ball position, so that was pretty nice. If Hopscotch only knew about boomeranging sparks, would not be in any sort of a precarious health situation. It's just fairies all over for days.
So Anisep is going to use the bomb flower to blow up these mushrooms. Looks like Zenek may have remembered that there was one section of the temple that required...
Ooh, okay, so Nighty is looking for... It's gotta be somewhere on this screen. If Nighty doesn't find it...
Nighty has to go to Summer.
You gotta go to Summer. And depending on if Nighty picks left or right, might see the quest for the Red Ring. As Hopscotch moves on to the boss of Dungeon 5, Dig Dogger.
Yeah, so this is a very different boss than the other ones you fight. Although Hopscotch is he's just swinging at this dude. He needs to look around. Oh, what's this? Oh, suddenly it's completely different.
Yeah, and this is very different from the original Dig Dogger fight. One, Dig Dogger jumps a lot. Hopscotch, just push the button, kill him. It's pretty easy to combo Dig Dogger, but yeah, normally, you know, you'd play a flute, Dig Dogger gets small. As Nighty enters Subrosia, did not change the weather to summer.
And it sounds like Nighty is another one of the No Signs Broken Club.
Which is a shame, because that's a great ring. Alright, now Dig Dogger has exploded into many Dig Doggers.
Although
And
Hopscotch
is dead.
Yeah, Hopscotch whipping out his sword, that's not what you want to do. You want to just keep using that giant metal sphere. Why would you
sphere
change
one-shots them, it's so easy.
Yeah, why would you change your strategy?
Hopscotch is going to find health. Which again, there's like 5 sparks in between the boss and where you are. Hopscotch, equip the feather! Equip the feather, Hopscotch!
Oh, that fairy just didn't want to do anything.
Hopscotch! Why?
It probably wouldn't have helped him, because that fairy was in a
but he could have
spot.
at least tried.
Hopscotch doesn't belong to you. He's going to do whatever he pleases.
Okay. Maple might help.
And Maple is really not helping. But that
Cashew nut also might help.
Yeah, that could contain a potion, and if it does, that would be a huge boon.
It could also have a piece of heart, and that would get his health back.
Yeah, it might actually give him another heart, because I think he's sitting on 3/4. Nope, it's just a stupid ring. Who gives a damn?
Don't touch the buzz blobs. Don't do it. Alright, makes best buzz blobs. And there we go. Hopscotch is at full health. I really hope to see Hopscotch enter. And immediately save. And immediately save.
Oh, I see. The jewel locations are not random. It's just that 2 of the jewels are in different places in a linked game.
Yes.
So the square jewel that's under the water, that would be in the Spool Swamp instead if this was not a linked game. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's it's behind a tree. You have to change the seasons for. Instead, I think that's just a heart container in this one. I think they swap the location.
Hopscotch has got full health now. He's going to make one more shot against this boss. Now that he knows what he's doing, this will hopefully go a lot faster.
Who knows?
Oh, clever here. He's going to use Pegasus seeds.
If you get Dig Dogger in a corner, this fight goes real quick.
Looks like Hopscotch is sticking with sword strats here until he realizes, oh, this is way more effective. Now the good news is, the Dig Dogger fight, the little guys stay dead, so when he smashes Dig Dogger again, there'll still be some of the pieces defeated.
This is the most recent time they've used Dig Dogger.
Dig Dogger is not a very common Zelda boss, no.
Yeah, only in 2 games. That's a very Vaati-esque sprite in the BS Legend of Zelda.
I can't remember if it's in a linked game or not, but I think there is a secret behind that waterfall in the Temple of Seasons too. But it may be
other way around. It's only if you've that's where you return a secret. But you are right about that. But if you do Seasons first, then there's a secret behind the waterfall, or that you have to turn in. I think that one actually just gives you a heart container because it's like the Lord of Seasons or whatever. Meanwhile, I wasn't even paying attention, but Anicep's in Dungeon 5.
Nicely done. So that's going to be a big advantage for him. Hopscotch has got like one more of these. Okay, so
Hopscotch never reforms Big Dogger anymore.
You were saying, Alpha?
I didn't think so. Wow, that's Hopscotch. Come on. I don't know, I'd never seen that.
That's because you usually kill the boss in 2 cycles.
Most recently I did it in 1. I was real proud of myself.
But it does help that the spiked ball isn't affected by your curse ring.
Yes. And so I have the Master Sword. Now I do 1.5 times normal damage, and it's like, wow, that's an experience. I can kill things in 1 hit. Just hit it with your sword. It's got like 1 health left. Come on.
Nicely done.
There you go, Hopscotch. But yeah, any boss I don't have to fight with with the sword, I think it was a lot better for me.
Are all our players in Autumn? I think at this point, Nighty and Zenik are really close to entering dungeon number 5 then.
They're also pretty close to entering dungeon number 6. I don't know if Nighty got the last thing.
The last thing.
The last
The last Metroid is in captivity.
No, the last Metroid is injected into Samus Aran. We've been over this. That's the plot of Fusion.
Let's not do spoilers for Metroid games in this stream.
For Metroid Fusion?
And Anisep, damage boost. Yeah, like 3 people have played Metroid Fusion.
Well, I guess we can do Metroid Fusion as a blind, and everybody can get spoiled watching the opening cutscene.
So I like this here, Anisep realizing that the shield is in fact once, like, barely useful in a couple of situations, but this is one of them. I wasn't paying attention. Did Hopscotch get the hint for dungeon number 6, or did the tree just remind him to go the hell back and do number 4 now?
I wasn't looking, but I believe, because I've done it so many times, it tells you to do dungeon number 4.
That he's like, go to the Sunken City and actually complete the dungeon this time instead of just ignoring me and doing whatever the hell you want.
Let me see. I could probably pull up this VOD. Let's go. Watch the Hopscotch VOD. Hopscotch knows that he has part of the trading sequence he's got to do. I'm actually worried about Hopscotch. Come on. I appreciate the effort, though.
I think he was going to try pouring that lava soup on top of the cat to see if that calms it down.
Well, it would. It would stop making sounds. That's absolutely a true statement.
Where is Hopscotch going? Oh, Hopscotch might be going to pick these mushrooms, maybe? No? Not going shopping, despite the fact that he's sitting on a maxed out wallet. Anisep doing the puzzle of killing the Armos in the right order.
room is absolutely terrifying when the Armos take twice as many hits, and I'm really glad I have the Slingshot. Because the other thing that hurts them is Sense Seeds.
Hopscotch got a hint for where to go, and I still wasn't paying attention, so I didn't see it.
See, I got messed up because I had the purple screen. So, the fun thing about these Armos Knights, I'm pretty sure all the rest of them end up in seasons. None of them take sword damage. But in this game they all take sword damage. I think it's because they changed their properties so you could do these dungeons in either order.
Yeah, that might make sense. That'd be interesting if they did do that deliberately just for players doing it out of order.
Because it's true of all Armos, even though they do weird puzzles with the Armos. This game has a lot less puzzles, but some of the puzzles they do are, like, crazy. I don't even know what Hopscotch is doing.
Well, he talked to the tree and he got a hint, but I don't know if he interpreted the hint correctly. Or perhaps he's just switching the season to autumn and he's just going wherever the hell he wants. He's just trying to see if something happens. Which is this could be helpful for him. He might stumble upon a gold enemy.
I'm gonna see what hint Hopscotch got. Okay, so Hopscotch watched the cutscene with Twinrova. And let's see, hang on, where is the hint? I dreamt of a huge waterfall in the mountains in Sunken City. Something may be there. So we got the same hint.
There we go. So that's gonna at least hopefully direct him back towards that, towards the mountains that he didn't explore very thoroughly. Now the downside is there's no places to warp up into those mountains. The closest you can get is to go to the Sunken City and then head up from there. I think he knows about the shortcut, so at the least he could use the shortcut to get up there.
So Hopscotch talking to that guy. But everybody else is getting pretty close. Hopscotch gonna find the mountains.
Hopscotch is exploring right now. He's definitely looking for items instead of trying to make progression.
No, I am listening to his audio. He's definitely trying to make progression.
Oh, really?
Go. Yes.
Well, he's not doing a good job of it.
Over there, Hopscotch will find a place to plant cashew nuts. Cashew nuts. Well, everybody else just on their way in Dungeon 5. Zenik has lost control of this Armos room. Absolutely no idea what order anything is in.
It looks like he's making another attempt at it. He's doing a much more manageable job now.
Just run through and YOLO it. You can spin slash these guys to death.
I also like how I think every one of our players did exactly the same order. Top right, bottom left, top left.
Yeah, that's interesting. I always go into that room, I just spin slash and then remember the first two and then do the next two. I don't know. I like spin slash because it does more damage.
Has Hopscotch?
It does a lot more damage, and I like using the spin slash, and everybody else seems so adverse to using it. I don't know why.
Spin slash is slow. That's why.
Yeah, but there are like there's like periods of downtime when you can't do damage, and I just want it used.
I wonder if Hopscotch has forgotten where Sunken City is.
Hopscotch is lost.
Oh, the nightie was so close, but he messed up the second to last Armo. And he's also got an upgraded sword here. He's using one of the power rings because he's dealing a lot of damage.
I just heard Hopscotch say he knows his point of progress is somewhere with water. Hopscotch, did you forget the first, like, 45 minutes of this goal? Oh no. Okay, the Pyramid Jewel in season start is in the mountains in front of Dancing Dragon. That's the other swap. I forgot about that one. In the linked game, they put it in just such a much easier place.
Well, it's easier, but you have to do it twice, because you have to open the chest, and then you have to go back up.
Yeah, and it's really not that hard, because you can warp, get close to the mountains, and just get back up to Dancing Dragon. And there's a chance, if you change the season to winter, because you're going to kind of do that anyway, probably, to get up there, you'll see the hole in the ice, and you're like, well, there's something there. Because I don't think I've ever backtracked to Dancing Dragon once. So let's look at linked game differences while we have some. Everybody's just kind of making this dungeon an absolute breeze. And I don't even remember. Hopscotch finally finds another card container.
Unfortunately, this area has been a bust. He's trying to figure out where he's supposed to go. Alright, is he going to notice that there's a seed in a place called Sunken City?
No. Probably
not. This seems like a place with water.
Hopscotch saying, is it that obvious?
It is. It is that obvious.
But everybody else is making some decent progress through the dungeon. Should be seeing... I see 3 keys out from Anisep. If Anisep has the magnetic gloves, which I believe they do, should be moving on to fighting the, I don't know if it's called Manicore, but it's probably called Manicore.
Yeah, there's magnet gloves. So Anisep is, I think, is getting pretty close here. He's just got to polish up this right side of the dungeon, and he's ready to do it.
Let's.
Ooh, although Nighty is a little bit ahead here. He is fighting this boss. This boss reminds me of the spiky kitty from Secret of Mana.
It reminds me of Cringer
from Masters of the Universe.
Yeah. I mean, look at it. It's basically Battle Cat, or whatever when it's transformed they call it. I think it's called Battle Cat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not Cringer, because Cringer's the coward. This cat is just like, I'm just going to throw my body at you repeatedly. Look at all these players.
I just look at that tail, and I see the color on it, and I feel like they had this, like, concept that maybe they were working with the magnet, but they didn't go forward with it, because otherwise it just seems really weird, and it switches sides.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they were doing here, because this is a pretty plain Jane boss as far as bosses are concerned in Zelda games. It's just, you just keep swinging swords at it until it dies.
Yeah.
So, Anisep is a little bit ahead of the others here because he's got 3 keys, as opposed to the other players are going to have to go back into the dungeon and look for more keys.
Yeah, there are 4 total, and you get all of them before this guy. Hopscotch is finally in the mountain, headed back to Big Goron.
This will get him the next step in the sequence, in the trade sequence. Be interesting if he decides to keep following these trades or if he continues to explore the mountains.
And that could actually, in the long run, save Hopscotch a lot of time, because the level 2 sword is... If they try to fight the final boss of even just the final boss of Seasons, they try to fight Onyx with the level 1 sword. That's gonna suck.
And
and
Hopscotch
Anastep has got to go back and activate this room.
Oh, Hopscotch, you gonna talk to this Goron, or are you just gonna stare him in the face?
So that Goron, this is a good one.
Oh, he's not gonna talk to the Goron. Doesn't it pique your interest, Hopscotch? That
Hopscotch,
Goron?
talk to the... What?
He's a completely different color. Don't you think he looks interesting and fascinating?
Hopscotch, how do you stand there, stare at his face, and do nothing?
Maybe Hopscotch is like secretly offended by red Gorons. The color makes him see red.
So much today. Hopscotch, you didn't even go to the place you were trying to go.
So Hopscotch knows who the key is, so that's good. Does Hopscotch even have spring yet? I don't think he even has spring yet.
No, Hopscotch has spring.
Oh, he
Pretty
does?
Sure. Yeah. Hopscotch is the first person with a fully powered thing. Hopscotch's skills of navigation, however, might be at the bottom.
Alright, we got a pretty big hint here for Hopscotch. Says maybe if it was spring.
It's a spring banana. Maybe if it was spring. I have a feeling Hopscotch is gonna make it fall and lift the mushroom.
Nope, looks like he's going for springtime.
No. Not even interested in what's back there. It's just a gosh of soil. I'm like 90% sure. Yeah, Mooch can't be bothered. He's confused, even though it's springtime around him. Flaps when it's held. Alright. We are seeing... Anasep has made it quite far in the dungeon, and Hopscotch's mashing is not up to par.
Yep, no god of tug-of-war here, but he manages to get through it.
Yeah, I just... Speaking of that, I did end up buying a new controller today.
Good. It's about time.
It's, like, we had so many drift-related issues, and then when we tried to do the horse derby, I couldn't like, if I pressed L3, you couldn't hold it. It would just immediately release, so I couldn't dodge anything.
Hopscotch doing a weird thing here, jumping across that hole and trying to slash the bush. I think 3 of our players attempted to do that in today's stream. I don't know what it is about that jump that's just so appealing that you want to do that jump and try to hit that bush in midair. It'd be cool.
I mean, you can do it. It's not that hard. But then again, I play a lot of 2D Zelda games. It's like, this game and, like, Link's Awakening I may have spent more time on than any... I've definitely spent more time on those games, but I may have played casually at least Oracle of Ages and Seasons more than I played Link's Awakening.
Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot of Link's Awakening randomizer on your stream lately.
Well, that's because, do you want to know what they're doing right now? That's when the Link's Awakening randomizer, that's when we do them. It's 2 p.m. on Sundays.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, so if I'm involved in these races or doing commentary, I can't participate. And before then, it was speed season, so I couldn't do it then either.
Oh, we need to find a better schedule for you, Alpha.
I told them to reschedule it, and they said no, and that's really where we left it. I might have some free time coming up. Apparently my Kuso opponent is just disappearing to go on a cruise. And so I might not have to race for quite some time.
Yeah, we've got some stuff going on. I have mentioned before, this is going to be our last segmented blind race of the year. Once we are done with this game, we are going to be opening things up for the mystery tournament, which will be starting on December 1st. Sign-ups are open until November 12th, so you've got a couple more weeks to sign up. Hopscotch, where the hell are you going?
Hopscotch, this is not how you're supposed to find this! How is Hopscotch the only person to find this and is going the wrong way?
So we've got mystery tournaments coming up. I'm not certain if there's going to be any other content. I've been kind of pushing behind the scenes. They are looking for people to be restreamers for mystery tournament. If you're interested in contributing to this community and having an opportunity to restream some of these great matches, you should let the folks on the Mystery Funhouse on our blind racing Discord know. I've been trying to push them to do a couple of weekly blinds before Mystery Tournament starts up. We'll see if that actually happens. But there might be a little bit of a delay in content here on the Mystery Funhouse channel until Mystery Tournament starts, and then it's going to be races back to back to back.
Yeah. So, if someone could take the tangible progress emote, invert all of the colors, and then, like, inverse the entire picture, so we could use that for whatever Hopscotch is doing right now. Although Hopscotch is doing a trading sequence, is making progress. It's just making so many choices.
So it looks like he's going to trade this fish for a loudspeaker. And that could...
Hopscotch might be the only one to do the trade sequence just because the loudspeaker, like, he's the only one who hasn't been to the mountains.
Yeah, so the good news is that loudspeaker might start goading him to go to the mountains.
Got a potion!
Yeah, it was a pretty good find for him. That'll make the boss for Dungeon 4 a lot easier.
Yeah, just a fun fact, you can't get a potion until you do the trade sequence in this game. Well, other than Maple and Nusk, you can't buy them. No matter how much you call the mission, you have a fish. Here's a fish. Here's my loudspeaker. I don't need this anymore. But, like, you figure this guy would have fish on standby or something. I don't know, a lot of people in this game have, like, this crippling not remembering syndrome. It's just, they're just very stupid. Like, at least in Link's Awakening, it's all, you know, bad programmed dream entities, so it makes sense. Hopscotch, go do progress. You can do it. I have some amount of faith in you. Everybody else is walled by solving this one puzzle. Except for Anisep. Anisep's actually almost through the dungeon.
Wait, where are you going? Anisep.
No, Anisep has to go this way. Anisep has everything, right?
Oh, because he needs the big key?
No, has the big key.
Then where's he going?
Oh, no, wait, he's getting the big key. They gotta go down the stairs.
No, I think he's got it. It's right there.
Yeah, just go down the stairs, or wherever.
I thought that last room was where he wanted to be. Or maybe I've got it backwards.
Yeah, no, you take the stairs to the right place.
Okay, then I have it backwards.
I think Anisep is a bit turned around. Just couldn't remember where they were going.
Yeah, so Anisep is pulling ahead here.
Yeah, Anisep, this was not... Yeah, almost there. Yeah, the more I see this, the more I realize that Magnet Glove sucks for these, unless you have a better sword. Taking 4 hits to kill these was a nightmare, by the way. Considering if I use the Magnet Glove, you basically always trade hits, and that doesn't work when you take double damage.
Although I would think that you could make it a little bit easier, because if you're doing Dungeon 5 first, then, no,
I deliberately did it in the right order this time.
Yeah, so you should have a Slingshot.
I don't think they take damage from the Slingshot. Maybe they do. I don't know. I just chased him down with Pegasus Seeds and Spin Slashed him. Because that let me kite away from them. because I wouldn't have to be caught in any animations.
There's another heart container for Hopscotch.
Hopscotch was in front of the dungeon.
He knew that there was a heart down there and he was jumping down. Of course, the more efficient route would have been to just do the dungeon and then grab that on your way out.
Does Hopscotch have the key?
Yes.
Okay, Hopscotch, go in that cave right there. Hopscotch, did you go in the lower cave?
Hopscotch is good. He's got to keep climbing. He's got to keep climbing the
Oh, but
mountain.
Terran's right there.
He got it already.
Oh, did he? I wasn't looking.
I know
He
you
didn't say
weren't
anything.
looking.
I was looking at the other 3 people. Nighty's about to go fight the boss, I think.
Yeah, I think Nighty's good to go here. Anisep is just a little bit behind him.
Yeah, so here's Dig Dogger. Now, this boss can be very, very quick if you put Dig Dogger in the right spot. Because the thing does need some momentum, but you can just sort of swing it, and you get him in a corner, then you don't have to worry about, you know... It needs a little bit more speed.
I'm just trying to figure out where the heck this hitbox is.
It requires you to be going a little bit faster. On the small guys, if it's just moving, they just die. Oh, Nighty using the level 2, and as you can see the squish animation, and... Oh! Okay, Nighty, 1 cycle. Easy Dig Dogger.
Nice! Nighty annihilating that
Courtesy
boss.
of... Yeah, courtesy of... the wonderful +2 power. Zenek is having a problem here.
Well, the good news is he's at least figured out what he's supposed to do here. He's getting it on the Switch, but he's going to still have to go around a bit more. Hopscotch is making his way into the 4th dungeon, which all the players, other players completed first. Anisep having a pretty poor cycle there. He only manages to kill one of them.
I don't know if they full heal in between cycles.
They do.
Yeah, so just use your giant spike ball. It's clearly doing damage.
Anisep getting 2 more down. Nicely done.
Yeah, you really want to do it in as few cycles as possible, because Dig Dogger does cut back faster every time.
Another one down. Anisep is slowly making progress on this boss. I think that's good news, though. I think that Anisep found a potion. Oh no, he didn't. He didn't have a potion.
It's only Hopscotch who has one. Also the ability to go purchase them.
Yeah, although
I don't know if Hopscotch has even talked to Syrup.
I don't think so. But figuring out where to trade the mushroom, that's one of the easier things in a Zelda game, I think. Since a number of Zelda games have established that red potions are just hallucinogenic.
You say this, but we've said a lot of things about Hopscotch, and every single time we've predicted anything, we've been wrong. So I'm just gonna predict Hopscotch will never find Syrup. in hopes that we'll see someone complete the trade sequence.
Yeah, it's especially important because the next goal is the one where they're gonna get the chance to cash in that trade sequence.
Alright, Zenik, on to Dig Dogger.
Zenik still hasn't seen that spike ball in the corner. Will Zenik be the player who bucks the trend and immediately realizes that the spike ball is good against the mini Dig Doggers too?
Hopscotch took a while. We'll see. And then Nighty having the +2 power sword, like their +2 ring, meaning he does 3 damage per swing, means it takes 2 hits to kill those things.
Yeah, Nighty having the power sword really worked in his favor.
Yeah, that... Because like it's hard to hit them with the spike ball, but just the fact that they just go down instantly. For everybody else, it's probably going to be easier to use the spike ball.
And I like Anisep's strategy here of just stand in the middle of the room and just swing at everything that comes at him. Okay, he gets 2 of them down that cycle, but he's still in rough shape. He's taken a lot of damage.
There's a free kill there for Zenik.
Oh, and then Anisep realizes it. It squishes him instantly, Anisep realizes.
And Zenik switches to the level 2, or also has the powering level 2.
So nicely done for Anisep. That discovery is going to clinch it. He's going to take 2nd place in today's race. Extremely well done.
I really like the Dig Dogger boss fight, 'cause it's just so weird compared to everything else.
Yeah, it's a very different fight than the other fights in the game.
Zenik's in really rough shape. There's only 1 Dig Dogger left. Okay, but he's finally gotten comboed onto him. Zenik gets him.
Oh, I forget Hopscotch has got Mike. So we'll go ahead and we'll put on a little bit of Rainwave here as we watch Hopscotch finish things up here. Yeah, that's 3 incredibly close finishes there. That was Nighty with an SRL time of 2 hours, 14 minutes, 49 seconds. We've got Anisep clocking in only 6 minutes later, 2:20:56, and not even a minute after him is Zenik Reverie wrapping things up with his kill of Dig Dogger. Exceptionally well done to all 3 of these players. And so we just have Hopscotch making his way through dungeon number 4, the Dancing Dragon dungeon. That may be alarming because the goal is 4 and 5, but not to worry. Hopscotch has, in fact, already completed 5. He was the only player to manage to do the dungeons out of order. but by doing so, he will have no difficulties because you can complete these dungeons in either order. This is going to be our last segmented game race for the year. If you have any games that you would like to play in that lull, there'll be an open slot here on the Mystery Funhouse channel for Sundays. We love playing whatever games. You might have noticed in the last couple of days, people have been throwing some races out into the Discord. Last night we had Hopscotch, Exuno, Some Girl, Shrambles, a couple of our regulars playing some crazy ball games. Inexpensive ball games on Steam is always a beloved option for us to be playing here on the Mystery Funhouse channel. And of course, it's a great opportunity to practice some of the goals. You can use our bot on the Discord. It will recommend you games and goals from previous mystery tournaments, most of which are either freeware games or they're retro gaming titles that you can play via emulation. It's always a good opportunity, especially if you plan to participate in Mystery Tournament 16, maybe get a little bit of practice playing some games to see some of the kinds of common tricks and traps that you might run into in a blind race of a game that you haven't played before.
Alright, let's see. Hopscotch is taking down Aghanim.
So this is a rare example of a boss that if you're familiar with the original, it might throw you off because it's a very different fight. Most Zelda games anticipate there being a volleyball match. This is not a volleyball match. This is a poke your sword into his pasty, pale flesh until he stops moving match.
Well, I feel like at some point you gotta figure out what's the right one.
Well, Hopscotch got a hit.
Torches.
Hopscotch got a hit a moment ago.
Yeah, but doesn't know which one is real. Has not figured out that there's this giant shadow beneath. Hopscotch, please.
Hopscotch already got a hit, so he's trying to figure out what circumstances led to that happening. Seems pretty obvious these torches are important. Blows. I think he's figured it out. I think he's spotted it.
Let's find out.
Maybe he hasn't. Maybe he hasn't even noticed yet. He just knows one of them, you whack and it makes it okay.
Yeah, hasn't noticed at all. Despite the fact that you can see the shadow pretty clearly.
He sees it. There's no way he got that luck twice.
I'm listening to speak. Maybe.
No! How the hell? Come on!
Yeah.
What the hell?
He does not understand this fight.
This is always a fascinating part of doing these blind races, though, that we as people who've played the crap out of these games, we know them inside and out. It's fascinating to see the sorts of things that players do that we didn't, that to us we would never think of doing them. So as much as we
No, I never thought about needing Pegasus seeds for that fight.
Yeah, it's fascinating seeing players get tripped up on things that seem obvious to us. Where's Hopscotch going? Hopscotch is heading out?
I think maybe he's regretting skipping the eye room.
But he didn't get the hint about the eye yet.
No. Saw on the map that it was empty upstairs. I wanted to go back.
Why? Okay, sure. Okay. Okay, this is gonna get him a key.
I mean, this is technically the right play.
No, this is absolutely the right play. This is gonna get him a key.
Yeah, it just there's no rhyme or reason to what Hopscotch does. It's just pretty sure he's just rolling dice in his brain.
Yeah, the good news is this means that Hopscotch is going to be moving on to the second half of the dungeon with most of the keys already in his inventory. Yeah, I have to keep wrapping my brain around the fact that everything that Hopscotch is doing is completely different than what the other players just did, because the other players just did the dungeon 5 and he's still on 4. At this point, it would have been faster for Hopscotch to just save the game and take the warp, but okay. He's got about half the dungeon done.
That would make sense.
So there is one advantage to this, and that he's going to move the minecart to the left. So if he gets the slingshot, he can come back and ride it to the right. Not a lot of choices for Hopscotch here. Just get in the minecart and you just deal with it. He looks longingly at those switches, but they're so far away. Wonder if you could get sword beams before here and be able to do that. Oh, move it, Hopscotch. You gotta move your butt. Alright, there was a little bit of a delayed reaction there by Hopscotch, but he does manage to figure it out, and he gets out alive. Takes a couple of training shots with his slingshot just to make sure. Oh, that stupid bat blocked his perfectly aimed shot.
Alright, so I'm gonna guess there's 5 minutes left until Goma, probably.
A little bit. He's pretty close. He's still gotta do the puzzle here where he gets this switch. Hopscotch loses potion to Goma. Thank you for that. We do need to do more of these
Yeah.
polls on this channel.
Yeah, and this is something that needs to happen. I'll keep this open for 5 minutes or until he reaches Goma. But everyone should bet something. I'm not gonna bet on this because I think it's a easy answer.
Hopscotch has been burning through an awful lot of Pegasus seeds. He's getting a lot of use out of his Pegasus seeds here.
So far we have no predictions. It's making me sad. There's nobody willing to bet that it's like, there's a good chance, but also a bad chance.
Hey, here we go. Hopscotch figures out the secret, finds the hidden item. So he's really close to finishing this up. He's just got to scooch his way. He's got to head back to that previous room and light the torches. That's going to get him one of those keys that he needs.
Yeah. Okay. So just to make it clear, I'll include a yes if maybe I'll change it now because people have already voted. If he loses it in the dungeon, we'll see. But I don't think he's gonna lose it in the dungeon. Pretty sure that's a given. He's got 11 hearts.
Zenik
he should be fine.
Yeah, Zenik asking, did Hops do lots of exploration?
Hopscotch did a lot of things that were just the opposite of what he needed to do.
Hopscotch got very lost when trying to explore the mountains. He lost his way. He wandered into Dungeon 5 first, and he completed Dungeon 5 first, and then afterwards he was very confused and lost, trying to figure out where he was supposed to pick up the thread for Dungeon number 4.
Despite the fact that it told him to go find a big waterfall in Sunken City. But just imagine you go all sorts of different directions, and Hopscotch barely getting that.
Barely, but he nonetheless gets it.
Yeah,
so
that was very lucky, because those Ember Seeds can just, if you miss an Ember Seed, you're 90% of the time, you're just screwed. Like 99% of the time. Because they stay on the screen so long, you'll be out of range. That was just the luckiest.
Alright, it's Hopscotch's turn to do the puzzle here in the room for the Switch. I think we saw most of the other players just did this with brute force. Just jumping over the spike trap, but the way you're intended to do this is you just push that block in front of the spike trap and you're good.
I just jumped over it. Like it's easy.
Okay, well, I guess he's gonna do it this way.
You don't have to push it over, it just comes at you, you jump, it comes back, you jump, and then it resets, you jump. Easy.
Once again, Hopscotch is a rare member of Team Sword on B. Being from the land down under, of course, he's also going to do everything completely upside down and backwards when possible.
Yeah, there's parts of this game where Sword on B makes sense. Like, if you're underwater, because you swim with A.
That is true. That is true. If you put Sword on B when you're swimming, you can fight.
Yeah, but this is Season, so we don't gotta do that again. Oh, the mermaid suit was such a thing. Hopscotch, you're in a room with a BMOS. Just leave.
He's searching for treasure.
Hopscotch almost at the boss.
And this owl's gonna be like, yeah, you're 10-year-old kid, you never played original Legend of Zelda. Shoot Goma in the eye, because of course.
I mean, it's a giant eyeball in a Zelda game. If you played any Zelda game, I feel like you know that giant eyeball means shoot. Especially if you played Breath of the Wild, where they just went... A guarded body watches with guarded eyes. That's a decent Goma hint. I like it. Alright, we got someone, big spender, bet 1 channel point. on Hopscotch losing, or bet 10 channel points on Hopscotch losing potion, and then the other person bet. There's only 2 votes in this prediction, and someone. Oh boy, Hopscotch, your health is pretty low.
Yeah, but there's lots of pots
There's
here.
a lot of things under this.
Just restocking all of that health. Getting some bombs. Bombs a perfect weapon for fighting a Goma.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild doubled down on shoot the eyeball because they all glowed an eerie color and everything exploded when you shot them. Hopscotch is convinced things are going to be need to be set on fire.
I mean, usually setting things on fire makes it easier.
The scent seed is your combat seed of choice.
So it looks like Hops is going to find... Oh, Hops has found that you can shoot... You can hit the claw with your sword. Oh my god, Hops has taken so much damage. That's just draining Hops' health. Dodging?
God,
What the hell is
Hopscotch.
dodging?
Hopscotch, what are you even shooting your thing for?
I mean,
You're just wasting scent seeds.
I think he's experimenting a little bit to see if he can hit this boss from a different angle.
Oh man, whoever chose. Who bet on Hopscotch not losing his potion? This is gonna be tight.
The claw is blocking everything. He sees
Yeah,
that you can...
there's a unique sound effect for it, actually.
Alright, ooh, maybe Hops is gonna pull it off. Oh, he's getting so close in there. Where? Get your feather out!
This is such a good prediction!
Get your feather out!
Hopscotch, no! Don't do it! Don't you dare pull out the shield!
What the hell?
Oh my god!
What?
I respect the boomerang play, I respect this!
What the hell is...
Oh god!
Why are you using bombs? Feather!
Pull out Ricky's flute, maybe
yeah,
it opens the eye.
This is gonna go poorly. This is gonna go poorly.
Hopscotch, don't you dare try to block it with the shield! Oh my god, this is so close!
Oh god, he's got a strategy here. It's a terrible strategy. Oh, there's
There
the
it
potion.
goes! Choose outcome. Hopscotch did in fact lose his potion to Goma.
Oh, here we go. He's going for the Pegasus seed strat. This is the strat we saw some of our other players using in today's goal. This was I think this might have been the Anicept strategy.
Congratulations to Nighty, who won 620 channel points. The other thing that's weird is Hopscotch, the first thing Hopscotch did was damage the claw.
Yeah, that's what threw me off a little bit. It is possible to destroy Goma's claw. I think Nighty was the only player in today's race to do that. It does have the downside that Goma will then start spitting out little baby Gomas.
Yeah, but when you're on, you have one damage, a sword that does, 1 damage instead of half damage. You can kill them in one swing. They can drop hearts. They drop more seeds. But Hopscotch did it in the most forceful fashion ever. Oh my goodness.
And there is Hopscotch with the dot done. finishing with an SRL time of 2 hours, 42 minutes, 41 seconds, completing Dungeon 4 after Dungeon 5. So that will set him up so he will be ready to battle out with the other players in next week's goal. Next week's goal will be a much faster goal. We'll see if they spend a lot of time doing some exploration as they do that, since this is going to be a prime opportunity to find some secrets.
Yeah, this does, there's a lot of secrets that I've unlocked after 4 and 5, like a lot of secrets. Some of which are very good and neat. And some people have already sort of keyed on to what they have to do to get in there. Which, Hopscotch is gonna do all of that. So, we'll see.
All right.
We'll see.
So that's going to bring us to the end of today's broadcast. Of course, that is not necessarily the end of the fun. I think we're going to go ahead. We're going to raid Brosentia. Looks like we've got a Kuso Grand match has just begun, so we have a great opportunity to watch some of that going on. In the meantime, I appreciate everybody joining us here for today's race of The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons. We are going to pick this up again next Sunday at the same time, as our players are going to explore dungeon number 6 and make their way towards the end. Thank you very much, Nighty, for joining me. Or, not Nighty, Alpha. Although, thanks, Nighty, for being in the chat,
Thank you, Nighty, for being a good person and doing everything correctly.
That is true. Nighty is the only racer, I think, that Alpha didn't scream at a single time during the entire broadcast.
I didn't yell at Zenek. I definitely screamed at Anna7 and Hopscotch. Mostly Hopscotch.
But thank you.
Hopscotch deserved it. If you picked every single wrong direction, you still would have gone better directions than Hopscotch.
So thank you for giving your co-commentary, Alpha. It's always great to have you here on these segmented blinds.
Yeah.
And we will catch you here again next week on Mystery Funhouse for part number 3 of The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons. Everybody have a good evening. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, the rest of your weekend, and we'll catch you again here on Mystery Funhouse. Have a good night.